And that did not work out in the way. And I'm like, why did not get a secretary position? I end up being a
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Beauty in You podcast. I'm super excited for this special guest, and I cannot wait for you all to hear her personal journey and what she's doing today. Welcome to the Beauty in You podcast, Mama. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It's definitely a pleasure. I'm so excited to be here today.
I'm happy to have you.
Thank you.
So we have a lot to talk about because I want to know all your business. I want to know everything that led you up into what you're doing now. I can't wait to talk about your wonderful book. But before we do that, I want you to introduce yourself to the audience.
Yes, again, thank you for allowing me to be on the Beauty in You podcast. My name is Keara Williams. I am from Prince George's County, Maryland. I am a 26-year-old creator and storyteller. And so through storytelling, I help shape the lives of our youth within the community through writing. And so how that all came about, I would say I've always been into fashion and beauty, right? And so back in 2019, when I was attending Virginia Commonwealth University, yes, exciting. So as a fashion merchandising major, I was like, I'm going to school for fashion merchandising. And I always used to be like, what is going to be my audience? Is my audience going to be children, or is my audience going to be menswear? And so I had a project that I had to do where I created flat pieces. And so those flat pieces was like baby onesies and church dresses, different hair bows. And I was like, children is really my thing without even knowing like where I will be today. And so that just like kicked it all off. And then me being a part of different like mentorship programs, a cheerleader from the age of 8 all the way up to 19. It was just my purpose to just give back because so many people have poured into me. And so Bloom and Pops, was founded. And that was a mentoring, business, nonprofit business that I started. And then I was like, okay, what does this actually look like? Like this name sounds all fun and dandy, right? And so I had created different goal setting activities, children's vision board party, back to school drive, just different things to just give back to the youth in the community. And so Bloom and Pops, okay, kids are growing, flowers. I love flowers. And then sweet, they bitter. They could be bitter. They could be sweet, right? And so I was like, okay, Bloom and Pops. So Bloom and Pops representing growth. And then Pops, like candy, lollipop, represents sweet, sweet kids and candy. So that came about. And so, I graduated in 2021 from Bowie State University. And then I was like, okay, what's next? So now like the real world was hitting me, all the fun was there. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So my degree is in business admin with a concentration in marketing. But of course I didn't land in that, right?
Of course. We go to school and we don't do it.
It was all fun, right? With the, the flat pieces and coming up with the names and just being creative, right? And so I then was a part of a lot of like financial small groups where I was just doing like different like workshops with like with like money and stuff. And so then I end up landing as my first job after I graduated at a credit union. And I was like, this is like so not me.
Like, what is happening?
But, my degree is very broad. So I landed where God wanted me to be at that point. And so, I was just like riding the wave. And then I was like, yeah, no. Like, this is not for me. And I just started applying to Prince George's County Public School Systems. And I really wanted to be a school secretary. And that did not work out in the way. And I'm like, why did I not get a secretary position? I end up being a pre-K assistant. And I was like, what is this all about? Like, okay, I know, small thing. I had to really sit up there and think about it and just think about the process and the journey. And I was like, it's a purpose for this. And I really was just like, it's a time in the season. And so during that time in the season, which was in 2022, where I was became a pre-K assistant teacher, and it was right after COVID. And I was like, these babies are filled with so many big emotions because things were modified down to, them just coming back from virtual learning. Different activities were cut short. They're not out being able to be social and just be kids. And so I said, I need a resource that will really support them. And I always like words of affirmation, liking to read and stuff. And words of affirmations to me, it's like encouragement and really like inspiring, regardless of the support I had. Like that was my go-to tool to use to get me through different challenges. And so that's kind of like where I am right now with my business now called Believing in My Growth. And the book, The Power in Me.
Yes. Kids, like, they're amazing. They're amazing. And I always said if I was a teacher, I would want to be a pre-K, kindergarten, first grade. That's it. Teacher.
That's why I agree.
Above that, I'm good.
Yes.
But it's just molding. They're so excited. They want to learn, and they're soaking it all in. And so I want to take all that little energy and just be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Let's believe in ourselves and teach them how to have the confidence that we somehow lose when we become adults, right? I think it's such a great age to take them in and mold them. So, yes, you may have been hitting them other jobs because the Lord said, nah, we're going to put you here, but realize that's not where I want you to be. But just so you could taste it a little bit, I'm going to put you right.
He say taste and see.
Put you right where I need you.
Yes. Yeah.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the book itself, The Power in Me.
Okay, so The Power in Me is literally our mission is to cultivate confidence and resilience through affirmation. And so The Power in Me is a book that teaches kids how to use affirmations as their superpower. And then our lovely friend, Mighty Me, which is an actual mascot, but our superhero who is very confident and shares kindness to the children, is a tool that really helped me help our youth understand that their words have power, and letting them know like they already have the power inside of them, but as a leader, it is my objective to really help them see it. So that's what The Power of Me is all about.
That is awesome. That is an awesome message to give our youth today, because they need to know that. When I was growing up, we was just told to just sit there and be quiet, don't question what I say, just do. And so now we're in a different situation where, I pour into my kids. Like they all about the affirmations now. And I learned affirmations as an adult. I didn't know them as a kid. I just actually talked about how I struggled with my affirmations in the beginning because I thought they were stupid. I'm like, this is stupid. I don't get what I'm doing, until I realized I needed that to get me to where I am today. And so pouring in these kids now is amazing. What impact have you found that it's had on your book? You've been on radio, you've been doing tours, you've been doing pop-ups and things like that. What impact has your book had?
I would definitely say I have seen my book make an impact in many different ways, just within a short amount of time. So my book took about 2 years to create because I was very precise of how I wanted the illustrations to match the language, but also in a way that I'm getting a message across, and that a tool to be able to pick up when it's like, okay, Mom, like, I'm proud of myself, but I'm facing a hurdle. Or just even as an adult, like, okay, I'm facing a hurdle, but how am I going to, stay motivated? You as a mom, I'm not a mom yet when it's in God's will, when that will happen. But, you trying to stay strong for your kids. And so I find it very impactful when I actually just came across a young gentleman at my last vending event. And he walked up. It was different like vendors out. They had Prince George's County fire department out there, and he had a fire head on. And my mom made a joke like, you know, you're gonna be a firefighter, and he was like, no, I'm gonna be a police officer. And so he was like, you know, pretty much saying he has been to like a police camp and stuff, and that really had his mind set on like, I'm going to be a police officer. And I said, well, do you like to read? He said yes. And I said, well, great. I said, let's go get mom to, you know, you guys can check out the book, you know, it's words of affirmation. And I had like broke down a few affirmations to him that was in my book. And he said to me, I like this book because I be like, people bully him at school. And that like sat with me, and I'm just like, you know, thank you, God, for this connection. And I really hope that even if his mother wasn't going to get the book, I was going to give it to him, because that is the overall goal. Like, it does not matter the age. They have different emotions, and how can we fix this? And so that small impact, less than a minute, like just changed my perspective on like, you know, how to really connect with the youth, and how much my book can have an impact on somebody less than a minute with actually not reading the actual book, but me just, you know, conversing with them and letting them know like, this is what the book is about, and this is a source for you. And so I just pray today that, you know, this book is really helping him within the new school year and down the road. So that's one impact for sure. But just also having Mighty Me with us, you know, that memorable moment, that was a whole part of, you know, bringing her along and a part of this project. And just fun overall. You know, we got to be serious at time, but you know, life is very short, and so we have to find ways to see the positive in things, not always the negative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing, even just looking at your book, and hold that one up as well, is that I feel like the kids can see themselves in any of those superheroes that you have. And so the fact that it took you 2 years, I feel like a child can see themselves. Like I look at her, I'm like, oh, look at Aaliyah. You know, like she has her pigtails today, right?
Yes.
But and then the over here, I'm like, oh, look at that could be Trey. You know, like I can see
very
my
diverse,
kids in that. Very diverse,
yeah.
yes. And so I do like that you took that opportunity in that time to ensure that no matter who you're talking to, that they will be able to see themselves in this book.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Our kids don't always feel like they fit in.
Very true. Very true. And it's even when they feel like they don't fit in, what makes you stand apart? And that's the thing. Like, during those, you know, different hurdles or challenges, how does that make you a leader? You know, what character define you, you know, during those times? You know, are you trustworthy? You know, are you kind? Are you showing love? Are you showing respect? Are you holding yourself responsible for those actions? Or, you know, just being that person, say like, this is hard, but I'm a superhero after all. You know, and there's real life superheroes in this world. Even if we say this is our mom or our dad, if it's a firefighter, a police officer, you know, Rosa Parks, you know, she was very brave, and, you know, she was not determined to give up her seat. And so to make, you know, where it's fairness in America, like that's what she did. So there's superheroes around us, but it's really like really identify, what is my superhero? How am I a superhero? Yeah, so it was very fun too, like even coming up with the theme for the book, like a superhero, like what does that even look like? And so just being that creator that I am, you know, I'm glad to see my vision really come to life. And as I say, like, I'm just doing God's work. This is the vision that he gave me, and I'm just continue to walk in it and just execute it the best way that I can.
This podcast episode is brought to you by FemForce. the ultimate solution for entrepreneurs craving consistent professional content without the hassle. Say goodbye to content creation overwhelm and hello to streamlined process that delivers 50 to 60 stunning photos and short video clips in just 1 hour. With shoots held at Instagram-worthy locations across cities like Austin, Atlanta, Dallas, DC, Denver, Houston, Miami, Nashville, Phoenix, and Tampa, FemForce ensures you have fresh visuals to elevate your brand every month. Whether you're launching a new product, updating your website, or keeping your social media vibrant, FemForce Shoots has got you covered. Don't miss this game-changing opportunity to elevate your brand and finally get the content you deserve. I've got an exclusive code just for my listeners to get you started today. So you can stop waiting and start showing up like the boss you are. Click the link below and let FemForce Shoots bring your brand to life.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
You are doing it. You're stepping into your purpose. Even the days when it's hard, you're still showing up and you're doing it. And I love that for you.
Yes, thank you.
I really, really do. Can you let me know what's your favorite affirmation in the book?
I will say refresh.
Okay, talk to me about refresh.
And I would say refresh only because refresh can look like a lot of things. Refresh is, actually sitting down, taking a minute and just taking a deep breath. Yeah. Or refresh, it looks like maybe just going and just throwing some water on my face or taking a sip of water. But mentally, like in the point where I am in life, like it's not easy doing this. Like I'm gonna be so honest, this is not an easy walk, but I have to practice what I'm actually putting out there. And I have to remind myself in this time to just take a second to breathe, because if I keep pouring out of my cup, it's going to be empty.
Yeah.
And so where is that time where I'm going to be able to pour back into me? So it's just like taking that time for myself and really just going through the journey, as the Beauty in You talks about the podcast, like going through the journey and turning your pain into purpose. Because there's times where it's hard.
Painful being an entrepreneur.
It really is. Like, especially when you're doing it the right way. Like it's not an easy task, but just staying strong. Yeah. So
refresh. I like it. When you said the word refresh, I pictured like just water on my face. Like,
and so I'm gonna actually like show the illustrations. Yes. Like the illustration is very detailed, and I actually don't mind. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna read it real quick. Yep. You can refresh yourself by taking a little extra time to get clean today. Every day is a fresh start for you. You are bright, intelligent, and one of a kind. And so we have our superhero. Aww. And he's literally like throwing water on his face. And he's just like taking off like, it's okay. I had a moment, but it's a new day. And I'm going to, what my yesterday looks like, I'm going to learn from that. And I'm going to keep going. Yes. Like I have to.
Yes. That's what we need now as adults.
Yes. Yeah.
To remind ourselves that we are not who we were yesterday, and just to ensure that we're getting better each and every day and we're really pushing forward. This book is so important because it's teaching the children about their mental health at such an early age, which is so important. The things these kids go through now are way faster than when we were coming up, way faster. And so teaching them the importance of mindset, mental health, affirmations, how to be the best version of themselves now, and teaching them how to say those things. It makes a big difference as they continue their journey, and then even into adults. So you wouldn't be like me, 30-something, learning how to talk about affirmations. You're actually learning it in preschool and then continue to move on. And so it's so important to pour and mold our babies. Like we have to pour into them. We have to mold them. And then even the adults, like take this book as well and read it, because y'all might need some of these affirmations too now. Like I'm just telling you.
It's funny that you say that, because the book is ages 3 to 12. But with the language as well as the illustrations, even if a parent just picking up and you reading to your younger child, it's going to impact. It's days I still have to pick it up and just remind myself. But as adults, we carry inner child things that we still need to grow from, and a little bit of encouragement and belief and knowing that we're still growing and learning every day. So it's okay. As we'll tell her, well, what would I tell my 10-year-old self? Or what would I tell my 15-year-old self? Like, a lot of things that we go through, and sometimes how we reflect from things, react to things, is more so what it looked like or how my parent taught me to do X, Y, and Z as a child. But how does that look like for you now as an adult? What may work for you 10 years ago may not work for you now. So it's okay. You're still growing, but sometimes you have to unlearn some things to become the best version of yourself. And it's not a situation that's going to happen overnight, but you have to really understand the process and milk it, like sit with it. And so, my book, like I said, is it says children's book, but as adults, we can really, pick it up and read it and just find like that. Like, I wish I kind of had this as a child, but this, is very helpful for me. Yeah. So,
and I think about it, breaking the generational curses. I'm really big on we have to break the generational curses, right? And so this is a way that we can do that. Again, introducing them to their mental health, giving them their voice at such a young age, teaching them their feelings, understanding who they are. Like, we have got to break that cycle. This is a great resource to do that with. And so I'm all about, we about to break it. We're not doing that. My mom may have did that back then. I ain't doing that now. Times are different. And so it's very important that we use what we have in front of us and we continue to grow. Continue to grow.
Yes. Face it head on, and, just learn from it. Our words are biblical, as it says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. So whatever you say or whatever you want, it can happen. But it's all about using those positive words, changing your mindset, and change. And what does that look like? Changing the negative into a positive, even if it's just like, okay, I'm feeling this type of way, but looking around the room and say, like, what can help me change my mood? Okay, I see a green plant. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does this plant? It started as a seed. A mustard seed.
Mustard seed, yeah.
Literally, it's very small, and it continues to grow. Like, how big is your faith? And so, it gets deep. We talking about children, but it gets deep, and it's life at all stages, and that's my motto: preparing you for a better tomorrow. Helping them understand that they are strong and they have what it takes, and just motivating them and letting them know, like, you are capable.
You are capable. You are worthy. You're confident.
I see you.
Yeah.
And so, this really just using your words wisely.
So what's next? What's next for your business? Like, is there another book in mind?
It's funny you say that, because I keep getting that question, and it's just like, oh, what does that really mean? It's just like, okay, this book is good, so make another one, or like, what is so? But on a serious note, I'm thinking about a coloring book.
Okay.
I have definitely started working on it. When I do go out I have been a part of different schools within the DMV area so far. And when me and Mighty Me go, I always give, each student with a color worksheet, which is a part of like the packet. And so I'm thinking about a coloring book, kind of maybe breaking the book down into some form of curriculum to go out in the school system to really focus on like mental health, form of different activities, coloring. That's a form of just like soothing and, texture, different things. So I'm still brainstorming. I ain't gonna put too much pressure on myself.
No,
I'm just
don't do
still,
it'll come. When it's time.
Embracing the moment that's happening now, and just learning from different things and how I can do it better. But a coloring book is next.
I think that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
coloring book.
I
is
want to
next.
color in book. I like to color.
Yeah, I do
It's
too.
like relaxing.
It's soothing.
I like outline everything first, then I go back and I
Your
go.
focus.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Very, very
So coloring book.
focused.
So hopefully soon.
Yes.
So.
Take your time. It's going to come. Like I said, everything that you're doing is very impactful. You're changing so many kids' lives and their perspective and just giving them an understanding of mental health now. And that's exactly what we need for our youth. They need to know, like I said, their voice matters, their mental health matters, what it means to be positive mindset. Let's get rid of the negative self-talk, positive self-talk, all those things. And so you are definitely doing that. What advice would you give to someone that's watching you that's like, God, I really want to write a book? I'm inspired by her, but I don't feel confident enough to do that. What would you say to them?
I would say give yourself grace. Sit and brainstorm what is there that you either want to write about, whether it's a book of poetry, if it's a children's book, if it's a fiction, nonfiction. Just sit, think about it. Really understand what's the purpose behind it. And just jot down notes. That's where it all starts. Just taking small notes. And I just say go for it. Be confident. You have to be confident in it because no matter how you feel versus one day you like, I'm all for it. And then the next day you like, no, push yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's where that overcoming those hurdles and fears, looks like. And just telling yourself that I can do it. You put your mind to it. And I say, so just go for it. Take notes. Find someone you made a resource that you can connect with and just do it. You don't know until you try.
Yep. Absolutely. Just do it. I always say just start and you'll figure it out. Like, even if you don't know what you're doing, all of a sudden it'll become real easy. And you're like, wait a minute, this is happening. So, but you don't know until you
try.
put yourself out there and try it. You've been amazing today.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I want you to let the audience know where they can find you, connect with you, and even purchase your book.
Okay. So before I share that, if you don't mind, I want to leave the audience with a takeaway from the book. And I'm going to read it. And so I always start off with letting our audience know that, hi there, let's talk about mental health. Sometimes your mental health can make your body and your mind feel bad. When that happens, you already have what you need to fight it. Do you know that your words have special powers? They are tools that can be good or bad, depending on how you use them. Since your words have special powers, when you talk, you become a superhero. And so this is just words of encouragement from Mighty Me. And just really just letting them know, like, your words have power and you definitely have what it takes. So just remembering that the greatest superpower you have is your words. Use them wisely, use them kindly, and understanding that that will actually help you uncover the beauty that's inside.
Yes, the beauty in you.
Yes, the beauty in you. So you can find The Power in Me on Amazon, also on our website at believinginmygrowth.com. And so if you reach out to our social media platforms, which is Believing in My Growth _LC, there's different videos and ways to get connected with us and how we're supporting the youth in our community, helping them understand that their words have power. And so, yes, we are here to help and we're excited to connect with you all.
Yes. And I will make sure to link everything in the show notes.
Yes.
All right, you guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit that bell and subscribe. And if you're listening to this wherever you stream your podcast, make sure to leave a review. All right, you guys, until next time.